Lamont Roach vows to knock Gervonta Tank Davis into early retirement, ready to send the undefeated champion packing.
Your plan or your agenda is to knock him out so that you send him to retirement earlier.
My initial plan is to win, but every time I fight, I'm trying to knock somebody out. So
Roach has made it clear that he intends to shake up the world of boxing when he steps into the ring with Tank Davis on March 1st. Roach, known for his confidence and determination, has boldly declared that his goal is to not only defeat Davis, but to end his career early. The super featherweight, who boasts a record of 25 wins and just 1 loss, is fully aware of Davis's plans to retire by the end of 2025. However, Roach is determined to make that departure happen sooner than expected, targeting a knockout victory that would send Davis into retirement on his own terms.
You know, that'd be a blessing. That'd be definitely something that I work for, because I work my ass off. But if he on his way out, well, why not kick his ass out?
Despite being considered an underdog in this bout, Roach has no doubts about his ability to win. Tank Davis, an undefeated southpaw with a reputation as one of boxing's most feared punchers, has often been compared to the likes of a young Mike Tyson. However, Roach sees this as an opportunity to prove that he belongs in the conversation with the best in the sport.
There's no questioning the importance of this moment for Roach, but the past adds another layer of significance.
Baltimore and DC, 2 different worlds, but they so close. We grew up together in the sport. It was always just a tension and rivalry.
I only got 3 words for the super haters and naysayers. You from New York, SMD.
How do you block out the naysayers and the people and their opinions they have of you?
They don't matter to me at all, especially the ones who think I'm not a worthy opponent or whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10, you don't know boxing. I got here without them. I'll still be here without them. You can't do anything that I'm doing on nowhere near close to my level, so I really don't care. I really don't give 2 flying.
What fuels Roach's drive is the doubt he feels from the boxing community. Many critics are not giving him a chance against Davis, but Roach thrives on this perception. The more people doubt him, the more motivated he becomes to prove them wrong. For him, it's not just about silencing his critics. It's about making a statement that will cement his place in the sport. Roach doesn't just want to win this fight, he wants to leave a lasting legacy. He is already looking ahead to future title bouts, aiming to challenge for championships at either 130 or 135 pounds after he takes care of business with Davis.
With this fight, you are considered a major underdog. Does that give you any type of momentum or fuel to prove people wrong?
Yeah, it does in a sense, but yeah, it do for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I like to prove people wrong, and I damn sure like to prove myself right. So yeah, it definitely gives me an incentive, and like I said before, I've been before. The heck, the fight they had me duck. Right now, they really got me. They really got me on that.
While Roach is ready to stake his claim as one of boxing's elite, Gervonta Davis has made it known that his time in the ring is coming to an end. In a shocking admission, Davis revealed several months ago that 2025 would be his final year in the sport. It was a statement that left fans and pundits alike wondering how much longer the undefeated champion had in the game. Despite the news of his impending retirement, Davis has continued to train and prepare for upcoming fight against Lamont Roach.
I'm back. Y'all know how I'm coming. He gonna pay for it. Now watch this.
Davis has been open about his plans to retire and has been vocal about his desire to leave the sport on his own terms. In recent interviews, he confirmed that 2025 would be the year he hangs up his gloves, leaving many to wonder if he will be able to go out on top. He acknowledged that fans will be seeing the last little bit of him in the ring, but despite this, he promises to give it his all for the remainder of his career. Fans have been hoping that Davis will use the time he has left to pursue some of the biggest matchups in boxing, including potential fights against Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez. These are the matchups that boxing fans have been clamoring for, and Davis has expressed a willingness to make them happen before he walks away.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. I feel like my skills is way better than like Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. I take that back. Probably hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody.
However, Davis is taking a cautious approach to his future. While he has voiced interest in facing some of the biggest names in the sport, he isn't getting ahead of himself. First, he must handle the challenge that Roach presents. Roach is a rising star in the 130-pound division, and Davis knows that no opponent should be taken lightly. Davis hasn't fought since June 2024, when he scored an 8th-round stoppage over Frank Martin, and he knows that the layoff could present challenges as he enters the ring with Roach. Moreover, Lamont Roach is fully aware of Tank Davis's explosive power, but he's betting that his superior boxing intelligence and skill set will be the key to victory. Having faced Davis in the amateur ranks and studied his every move over the years, Roach has crafted a strategy that exploits the champion's weaknesses while keeping his own strengths front and center. For Roach, this isn't just about brute force, it's about outthinking Davis in the ring, using his experience and preparation to create openings that others haven't been able to capitalize on.
All right, what would you say is Tank's best attributes, or have you seen any of his flaws without giving too much of your game plan? Have you seen any of his, like, what would you say is flaws in his game?
His flaws is gonna be the ones I expose on March 1st. His best attribute is his ability to land a shot on somebody's chin. To me, that's his best attribute.
Known for his tactical approach, Roach believes that his ability to read an opponent's moves will give him an edge that Davis has yet to encounter. Despite Davis's undefeated streak and his history with some of the sport's top fighters, Roach feels that his mental sharpness, versatility, and determination will present a challenge unlike any Davis has faced. Roach is confident that he brings the complete package: a refined skill set, a keen strategic mind, and a relentless drive to claim victory.
World champion for a reason. They gonna see. I don't give a f about what y'all gotta say. That's why I'm here, right here, in this position right now. That's why I'm going to be on top of the boxing world.
Coming to the prediction of this fight, Mikey Garcia wasted no time in praising Tank Davis's skill set, acknowledging the immense threat that Davis poses inside the ring. Garcia focused on Davis's explosive knockout power, pointing out that it is one of the key elements that make him such a dangerous opponent. For Garcia, Davis's power, combined with his experience and confidence, makes him nearly impossible to bet against. He emphasized how Davis's demeanor exudes assurance. He knows what he's capable of and is fully prepared to execute his strategy in the ring.
Who do you think wins as well?
Honestly, I think Tank is one of the very best fighters, definitely in the lightweight division. I don't think Roach will be a huge threat for Tank. Tank is very talented, very skilled, and also very experienced at this point now. He's fought and seen pretty much every style there is, and his power is tremendous, where he has that knockout punching power, and he's got the confidence to do it, and you just see his demeanor. He's just confident. He knows he's gonna, go out there and execute, and so it's hard to go against Tank.
Yeah.
In Garcia's view, Roach simply doesn't have the tools to contend with the power and confidence that Tank brings to the table. Garcia confidently predicted a Davis victory, further highlighting Davis's impressive track record and the string of victories that have made him one of the most feared fighters in the sport today.
Again, not to disrespect his opponent Roach, but I think Tank is a beast, and he's been proving it every fight. He probably will win this fight as well. Again, it's hard to say and go against Tank. He's proven himself.
Oscar De La Hoya echoed Garcia's sentiments and provided a more definitive prediction. The former world champion believes that Tank Davis will secure a dominant knockout victory against Lamont Roach, citing the size and skill advantage that Davis holds over his opponent. De La Hoya made it clear that Roach's talent is undeniable, but he believes that Davis's experience, physicality, and relentless drive will overwhelm Roach in the ring. Describing Davis as a beast, De La Hoya praised Tank's ability to slip punches and land precise shots, often without opponents realizing what hit them. He underscored the unique challenges that Roach will face, highlighting Davis's elusive style and punching power as factors that will make it hard for Roach to mount any serious offense. According to De La Hoya, Tank has all the tools necessary to deal with whatever Roach brings to the table, making Davis the clear favorite in this matchup.
Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience, he has the knowledge, he has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Ryan Garcia shared his perspective on the upcoming fight. Garcia, who suffered a tough loss to Davis in the past, acknowledged Roach's technical abilities, but noted that Lamont Roach lacks the raw power and physicality necessary to compete with someone like Tank. Garcia pointed out that it's not just about skill, it's about the ability to command respect in the ring, and this is where Roach might struggle. While Roach is technically sound, Garcia believes that without the power to truly threaten Davis, Roach won't be able to establish any rhythm. Garcia's prediction leaned heavily toward Davis's overwhelming physical presence and explosive knockout power, suggesting that Roach simply doesn't have the tools to keep pace with Tank's speed and strength.
I think Lamont Roach just doesn't have the firepower to, hold off Tank. I think he has great skills, but I don't think he has the firepower to get Tank's respect, and I think that you have to have that. If you don't, then you really have no chance. So it's kind of similar, like to me and Devin Haney. I just didn't respect anything he threw, and anytime I wanted to land, I did. So I think it's going to be a similar, not similar fight, but I think it's a similar aspect that he's not going to be able to get him off.
Rolly Romero also weighed in on the fight. Romero was confident that no one could rival Davis in the areas that matter most: boxing ability, punching power, and physical attributes. While some analysts have suggested that other fighters might outbox Tank, Romero believes that none of them come close when it comes to Davis's overall skill set. He also pointed out that Roach's decision to move up in weight could work against him. Romero speculated that this could hinder Roach's reactions, making it even harder for him to match Tank's speed and power. The size and power disparity between the two fighters in Romero's eyes makes it almost impossible for Roach to keep up in this high-stakes battle.
Even like I said, like, man, you could say, oh, like, you can make a claim like, oh, maybe like this person's a better boxer, but he's not a better boxer than Tank. He's not a bigger puncher. He's not bigger than Tank. He's moving up in weight, so that might affect him, make him a little bit slower.
Right.
Tank has a crazy ring IQ. Tank has the better legs. Like, bro, you can't make a claim for any of this stuff.
Regis Prograis offered a slightly different take. While he too believes that Davis will emerge victorious, Regis Prograis suggested that the fight could go the distance, with Roach providing a more formidable challenge than some may expect. He speculated that the fight could resemble Davis's encounter with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, where Davis had to dig deep to secure the win. While Prograis still backed Davis to come out on top, he seemed to think that Roach's tenacity and experience might allow him to drag the fight into deeper waters than Tank's previous opponents.
I feel a distance. I feel Tank distance. Yeah, I feel Tank with distance in a controversial fight. How about that? Ooh. Tank distance and people in a controversial one. Something like kind kind of like how Pitbull was, like that.
Derek Bozy Ennis, analyzing the matchup from a coaching perspective, expressed strong confidence that Davis would come out on top. He highlighted the impressive skills that Tank brings to the ring and his ability to adapt to any situation. Ennis acknowledged Roach's talent, but ultimately picked Davis as the winner, citing Tank's superior attributes and experience in big fights.
I think that's be a good fight, man. I think it'd be a good fight, man. Him and Tank. I think that'd be a real good fight, man. You know what I mean? I think I would have to go with Tank, though. I would have to go with Tank. You know what I mean? But I think it'd be a real good fight. You know what I mean?
Jermaine Ortiz also offered his perspective, acknowledging Tank Davis's knockout power while recognizing that this fight could present new challenges. Ortiz pointed out that Davis has mostly fought smaller opponents, and this matchup with Roach, who is moving up in weight, could offer a different dynamic. Ortiz suggested that if Davis tries to box from the back foot, it might not go as smoothly as it has in past fights. In his view, Tank should use his aggression to walk Roach down, just as he's done with other larger opponents in the past. Ortiz's prediction didn't necessarily favor Roach, but he did believe that Tank would need to adjust his strategy to handle Roach's skill and movement.
We'll see. I just think that Davis really got that knockout power. He doesn't have a lot of output. He's fighting somebody who's closer to his height. I think it would be more of a fight. I think the last time he fought somebody shorter than him was Pitbull, and he tried to box him and he came out. A lot of people didn't like that fight in the sense of I assume people thought Pitbull won the fight, or it was just a closer fight.
On the other side, Stephen A. Smith raised concerns about the size difference between the two fighters. Smith emphasized that Roach's decision to move up in weight could leave him at a disadvantage against Davis's sheer power and strength. While Smith didn't dispute the skill levels of either fighter, he pointed out that the physical disparity between the two could make it difficult for Roach to handle Tank's punches. Smith recalled how Davis had previously dominated opponents who moved up in weight, including Frank Martin, who struggled to make an impact against Tank. In his view, the size difference would be a significant factor in the fight's outcome, and Davis's ability to overpower opponents would give him a clear edge over Roach.
I think Roach is too small, and that's my issue. I'm not questioning the skill set or anything like that, but it was similar to Frank Martin. You know what I mean? This guy comes in there and you got 18 fights, and I remember watching that pre-fight press conference when he was annoying Gervonta Davis so much, and he cussed by accident. Excuse me. He cussed by accident. He was like, "Ooh, you know, making this up. He hurt me in sparring," and you know, and I knew Gervonta was gonna come for him, and sure enough, that's what he did. Walked right towards him from round one on.
Adding a layer of intrigue, Lenny Wilson also shared his predictions for the fight, but instead of offering a definitive winner, he focused on the strategies that could shape the outcome. Wilson analyzed key factors such as Roach's ability to manage Davis's explosive power and how Davis might handle Roach's movement and technique. It was clear from Wilson's commentary that both fighters would need to execute their game plans effectively to gain an advantage, but with Davis's superior attributes, it seemed unlikely that Roach would be able to impose his will in the ring.
So I think that if Lamont Roach got a good chin, you dig it, then it could go the distance. If you don't, Tank is gonna put him out. But it can also go the distance because Tank know how to box too. I've watched him in the ring. I've watched him in the gym. I see what he can do. You understand? So, but if I had to bet my money, I'm gonna bet my money on Tank.
Showbiz the Adult added another layer of uncertainty to the predictions. While he acknowledged Davis's incredible power and skill, he raised concerns about the external distractions in Tank's life, such as ongoing issues with his promotional team. Showbiz speculated that these distractions could affect Davis's focus and preparation for the fight, potentially impacting his performance inside the ring. In contrast to the many analysts who have predicted a Davis victory, Showbiz suggested that the mental and emotional turmoil Davis might be facing could make him more vulnerable than expected. He even recommended that fans and bettors consider betting against Davis, pointing to the possibility that external factors might influence the outcome in ways that Tank's natural talent couldn't overcome.
Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't seem happy business-wise, and he doesn't seem happy about the sport of boxing, saying boxing suck. He hasn't been sounding positive. His latest post of the fight is effing canceled. On top of that, him deleting his socials and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of stuff outside that makes me think, is he really focused on this fight? And even if he's focused, because Gervonta Tank Davis definitely is a professional, he definitely don't want to lose a fight, you can suspect or expect this to be the best Lamont Roach you've ever seen versus probably the worst Gervonta Tank Davis you ever seen. I just never seen Gervonta's situation so wild. Okay, it's just so untamed right now, and it's not really together.
Al Bernstein, a respected voice in boxing commentary, summed up the general sentiment of most analysts when he confidently stated that Lamont Roach doesn't stand a chance against Gervonta Davis. While acknowledging Roach's achievements and skill, Bernstein pointed out that despite his title at a lower weight, Roach simply doesn't have what it takes to defeat Davis. Bernstein expressed his respect for Roach as a fighter, but emphasized the overwhelming skill and experience that Tank brings to the table. He said that it was hard to imagine Roach pulling off an upset given Davis's physical superiority and his proven ability to dominate at the highest level.
You know, Roach is coming up in weight. He came up in weight through him. I don't see. Honestly, I don't see him. He's a good fighter, but I don't see. He's nothing in his past tells me he's going to beat Gervonta Davis or even be competitive with him. And I'm not. It's not a denigration of Lamont Roach. He's a good fighter.
So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.